Another car to watch will be Alex Sturkey in the car number 40. The B&S Irrigation Valley Ford sponsor machine. The car number 11, usually the blue machine. That's Chris Shaw. The car 04 of Tyler Davis. He's a pretty good race car, one to watch too. We'll be going green with the 04. He's over in the middle of the back straightaway now. The black 04 machine. Tyler Davis. The green flag is up and waving. Tyler Davis takes that machine down in turn number 1. Trouble in turn 3. We got a car in the inside tractor tire. That's kind of a heavy collision.
Joe Bedgood, if my math is right, we at 223 race cars right now.
Hush your mouth.
223 race cars and some of the best racing fans in the world right here at Swainsboro Raceway. Man, thank y'all for coming out and supporting the Swainsboro Raceway as we battle back from Hurricane Helene, baby.
It did its damage, that's for sure, but a lot of hard work and a lot of love and sweat, blood, and tears going in from J.J. Williams and staff here at Swainsboro Raceway. I'll give them all the credit because I hadn't been here for any of it. I just come back out here weekly and check on it, see how much they've got done, and it's always a lot.
Just an awesome time and a lot of hard work, like you said, blood, sweat, and tears. These guys have been hard at it, up early in the morning to late at night trying to get this thing ready to go.
I don't know how they have time to do all them TikToks while they work it.
The Rustic Grill Street Stocks out on the Speedway now, race fans. Rustic Grill Street Stocks. Rustic Grill proud to be on board as the title sponsor for our Street Stock division. We're certainly proud to have them on board. And car number 40 down the back straightaway. He stopped over on the backstretch. That's going to bring out another caution flag, Joe. I believe that's going to be Sturkey, ain't it? Alex Sturkey, car number 40. Lost power over on the back straightaway just past what used to be the infield concession stand. Kind of right up under the Swainsboro Raceway sign on the back straightaway. You can just see the roof of that machine. Tough break for Sturkey. Track safety crew members heading out to assist them over on the back straightaway for Alex Sturkey, number 40, bringing out the caution flag. Well, we got a small break in the action. I'd like to take a small moment to thank the fine folks with Emmanuel County EMS and Emmanuel County Sheriff's Office, along with our track safety team. Proud to help us bring public safety to the utmost importance here each and every race night, and we couldn't do it without them. We certainly appreciate the Emmanuel County EMS, Nikki Drake and staff, and Sheriff Jeffrey Brewer and all the deputies with the Emmanuel County Sheriff's Office. While we got a small break in the action, it'll be a great time for you to run downstairs, check them out inside the pit stop concession stand. Hamburgers, hot dogs, a little bit of everything for tonight's racing action available inside the concession stand. And don't forget to check out the Bud Room, located underneath the scoring tower. Cold, clean, crisp, refreshing taste of Budweiser, the official beer of Swainsboro Raceway.
Really good to see all these cars here at the racetrack and just see kind of a reward for all the hard work that's been put in. But it's just nice for me to come out and see really good racing. So far, track is in excellent shape, and the smell of the grill, the smell of the tires, the rubber burning, and the fuel burning is all just one of those things that make me tick.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, we was talking yesterday about one of the races I went to as a kid, and I went down in corner number 1 and 2, and I watched them as they slid through the corners, and I said, if this don't get your heart pumping, there's something wrong with you. You can't be a true American, I tell you. And then the smell of it, you can sit at home and watch it on TV, and that's great. There's a lot of people that sick and can't make the trip or what have you, and that's why I like the TV broadcasting. But there's something about sitting in those stands and smelling that racing fuel, hearing the cars live, and then, of course, hearing the track announcers make a boo-boo or two, or, we mess up every now and then. But it's just something about being at the racetrack, the atmosphere, seeing your friends. There's people that I see once a year, and that's at the Turkey 100 here at Swainsboro Raceway.
Well, it's kind of like being at church, Sean Wombles. You can watch church on TV, but you just don't feel it the same. You don't feel the atmosphere the same way. You don't feel the moving of the Spirit, the anointing that's on the preacher and the singers and worship. You can hear a good message. You can watch a good race on TV, and glad that people are able to do it. I'm glad that I can do it. I watch a lot of racing on my phone, so I love to see it. But like you said, nothing like smelling the fuel and watching the cars scream by. And where you sit matters. If you sit middle ways here on either side of the flag stand, the cars look so much faster. If you sit way down in the turns, you're a little further away, so it seems a lot slower. But when we're turning high 14-second range around here, we're averaging probably over 90 miles an hour average speed, and that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. And the cars were real fast last night. I knew when watching them do the track prep here this afternoon, and they worked on it. I'm talking about literally from lunchtime until right before we put the first set of cars out on the track. I knew this track was going to be awesome. I mean, it is in real good shape tonight. Paul Purvis, JJ, and the whole team just really working hard on this track all day long, just, wanting to make sure that it was the best for the racers.
We're going back green now under hot lap qualifying conditions. We'll take the car number 9 making his way around the speedway. Car number 9 of Dalton Peavy heads down the back straightaway in a black and white machine. He'll roll hard into turn 3. He's trying to high side around the speedway, coming up on the next machine. Hopefully it won't slow him down. That's the 0 car. Lap time for Dalton Peavy, 17.071. That's pretty quick. He's half a second faster than anybody else on the track at the moment. 17.071 for Dalton Peavy.
I tell you what, a lot of fast cars here tonight trying to set that field for tomorrow afternoon's feature event, the Turkey 100, the coveted trophies. Man, I tell you, Dalton Peavy on a mission here tonight.
Dalton Peavy all the way from Mooresboro, North Carolina.
We got race fans. We got a set of race fans that's been in the campground since earlier in the week. That's all the way from Colorado. They've been here. They chased dirt racing, and found Swainsboro Raceway on the schedule. Made the trip down, and we're proud to have those folks visiting with us from Colorado.
They should get the long haul award.
I guarantee you. And, of course, we talked about the racing, the televised edition and all. We're proud to have Crate Racin TV with us here this weekend for the Turkey 100. They always do a great job, and proud to have John and Lenny and the whole team with Crate Racin TV here. I tell you, it's going to be a great, great racing weekend. Proud to be here with you, Joe, and I tell you, we got a lot of fun that we're going to have the rest of the weekend, tonight, tomorrow. Getting ready for group number 4 of the Rustic Grill Street Stocks. The Rustic Grill, located just down the road on Highway 80. If you're looking for somewhere to eat tomorrow, you're spending the weekend with us, go over at the Rustic Grill and tell them you heard about them right here at Swainsboro Raceway. A lot of good eating around the Swainsboro area, and a lot of them are proud to be on board as sponsors here at the Speedway. Just like those fine folks with Ware's Barbecue Joe and the team over there at Ware's Barbecue got some back in the concession stand, matter of fact. It's some of the best barbecue you'll ever put in your mouth. I promise you. Go try it out. Tell them that we sent you from the announcer's booth to try some of that Ware's Barbecue. And they're located down the road here on US number 1. If you're out and about tomorrow, before you come to the racetrack, you want to stop in and get you one of them Tiger Specials. Barbecue sandwich, bag of chips, and a Coca-Cola drink.
All under $7.
Can't beat that with a stick. You're going to get that at the fast food chains.
No, you won't get that there. That won't be on the dollar menu for sure.
I guarantee you.
The 19X car of Bob Robertson, he comes here pretty frequently, and he is always fast. So carry the 19X around while we're watching them roll in the track. Look at Bob Robertson. Been racing a long time. Bob Robertson out of Evans, Georgia. He will be a car to watch on the speedway all weekend long.
And he flew in from a hunting trip out west. He's been over around Kansas or somewhere doing some deer hunting. Said he was going to come. He flew back just to race in this event. He'll be flying back out to do some more deer hunting next week. Yep. I don't.
Car number 28, also a fast race car here on a weekly basis. That's Donnie Bazemore. Donnie Bazemore Jr. out of Brooklet, Georgia. Let's follow the 28 of Donnie Bazemore wherever he's at on the speedway under the main grandstand.
Bazemore, second generation driver out of Brooklet, Georgia, former Oglethorpe Speedway Park Track champion. Carries that number 28 down the back straightaway. We're starting to get these laps to come in. 17.222 on the missing data, whoever that is. I wonder if that ain't that zero car out there. Well, let's see. What?
White flag wave. We got one more circuit around. This will round out our qualifying for the Rustic Grill Street Stocks. Bob Robertson trying to move up the board, but so far he's only fourth quick. Car number 28 of Donnie Bazemore Jr. That last lap of 18.062. Not going to be quick enough. He'll be sixth in his heat race. We got a car that was missing data with the 17.222. Not quite sure which one it is, but the squirrels will know. We got trouble on the back straightaway. Car number 10 and car number 4 in the middle of the speedway. We call that a roadblock.
I think what it is, they saw that Domino's pizza back there, and they thought it might have been a free slice, so they spun around to see if they could check it out.
They definitely slid in there. Some of that extra cheese might have got on the speedway, or some of that juice off of the pepperoni. Greased it up just a little bit.
And here comes the fun class, what I'm talking about.
Change of pace.
The Brown Trucking Crown Vic Jr. Look at here, race fans, if you don't think there wasn't a crowd of these last night that put on a great show for us during practice now. A lot of first-time drivers here tonight. Never raced before. Met a young lady that we'll talk about a little bit later on. She's driving the 3-in-1 car out of Jeff Davis County down in Hazelhurst, Georgia. Her first ever race is right here, and she was on the racetrack last night for the first time. So we'll talk about her in a little bit when she crosses the line here. Brown Trucking, proud to be on board as the title sponsor for our Crown Vic Juniors. This is the absolute beginners class, race fans, if you're visiting with us. All of these are younger drivers or drivers that have never driven in a race car before. And this is one of the most economical classes to get into right now. Old retired sheriff's cars, most of them are deputies' cars or state patrol cars.
Car turned around, 200 in turn number 2. We're going to have to turn the yellow light out. Car going around 11 of Jesse Weeks. Caution flag away. We've got 23 Crown Vic Juniors signed in thus far.
You know, talking about these Crown Vics, I had a call earlier this afternoon. The bone crusher himself, Zane Scarborough, called in the scab down there and said, "Hey, you're not going to believe this, Daddy. I just met a gooseneck trailer with 3, not just 1, but 3 Crown Vics on it headed to Swainsboro Raceway."
Well, you got to be economical these days, even though gas prices are going down since the election.
I'm telling you. Wow. What's that? There used to be a commercial, I think it was about NASCAR, said, "How bad have you got it?" That's what I'm talking about. Swainsboro Raceway, how bad have you got it? Loaded up 3 of them on a trailer.
Jackson Wells with a 20.834 in that car number 6. That'll be the black car exiting turn 2 and heading down the back straightaway. Look at Mackenzie Maddox moving to the top of the board into number 10. Now Randon Durden in the car number 28 with a fast time of 20.745.
Jackson Wells now back up on top of the leaderboard, 20.488. 20.488 for that number 6 that you see down the back straightaway right now. Now Darryl Cawley takes over with a 20.307.
That's a pretty quick time for a Crown Vic car, 20.307. Jackson Wells not going away. His third lap was his fastest. Chris Reed moving up the leaderboard. Quick time, 20.131 in that 49R machine.
That's a real quick lap there for that 49R car. He had that thing hung up in passing gear. Ain't that right? Ain't that what they call it? Passing gear?
You had it in passing gear.
I had it in passing gear.
He was in hot pursuit.
Race fans, we do like to call your attention to all the billboards that is left standing around the racetrack and the billboard that you see, the roving billboard right there in Victory Lane. And we ask that you patronize with those sponsors each and every chance you get. Fine folks with South Auction, Rusty Lane and all those fine folks with South Auction, proud to be on board with us here during the racing season. And, of course, don't forget we got the auction to benefit the Georgia Sheriff's Ranch tomorrow. Got some nice prizes. It's a live auction. Rusty's going to come out and auction that off. All the proceeds go to the Georgia Sheriff's Boys Ranch. We do have the 50-50 raffle tickets being sold, too, throughout the grandstand area. So, get around, buy your chance on that 50 raffle. Some lucky winner will take home 50% of the proceeds. We talked about that young lady out of Jeff Davis, Hazelhurst, Georgia there. There she is right there, that 3-in-1 car. Chastity Jackson. Her first ever appearance in a race car anywhere in the United States of America. Her first time ever. We'll watch her race a little bit here. We're getting ready to go green flag in the second group of the Brown Trucking Crown Vic Juniors. Oh, we got one turned around somewhere. Caution is out. Oh, hang on, put the brakes on it. He was just trying to show us the sponsors on the driver's side of that machine. That's number 5. Jason Lang Jr. We're back on the green here at Swainsboro Raceway in the second group of the Brown Trucking Crown Vic Juniors. We're trying to set the field for their heat races that you'll see later on tonight. Trying to get lap number 1 recorded in the books. My Race Pass, the official app that's being utilized by the track scores. And we got one turned around just off turn number 2. Car number 49 will loop it around. That's Miss Susie Toller. Looped her machine around just off of turn 2, bringing out the caution flag. And we're back under green flag racing once again. Hot lap qualifying for the Brown Trucking Crown Vic Juniors. And we got another one looped around down in the bottom of 3 and 4. Going to bring out another caution flag. Caution flag number 47 flies. One turned around down in the bottom of turn number 3 and 4. Hey, while the caution light is on, be a great time to run downstairs, check them out inside the Bud Room. Cold, clean, crisp, refreshing taste of Budweiser, the official beer of Swainsboro Raceway. Also, run over and check them out inside the concession stand or the Swainsboro Raceway souvenir trailer. I know a lot of you went out Black Friday shopping. We got some Black Friday deals going on inside the Swainsboro Raceway souvenir booth. Back up and running again. Green flag back up in the air. Hot lap qualifying. The Brown Trucking Crown Vic Juniors. Oh, got some trouble down in the bottom of turn number 2. A couple of cars get together. The 0-2 cars involved. And the number 98 car. That's Jenna Johnson in that 98 car. Safety workers over assisting the 0-2 car and then also getting up some debris there in turn number 3 and 4. Safety our main concern each and every race night at Swainsboro Raceway. We'd like to thank the fine folks with Lovett Speed Shop and Georgia Equipment Company for being on board as a sponsor here during the 2024 racing season. Also, Waffle King, breakfast, lunch, and dinner located just down on Highway 1 South here in beautiful Swainsboro, Georgia. Swan's Rental and Sales, where everybody rides. And Central Fence Company. If you need fencing done, Central Fence, Mr. Andy and all the smiling faces with Central Fence are the people to call. Professional service, and I'll tell you, they'll put that fence up straight as an arrow. It'll look really, really good. Nice people to deal with. Central Fence Company. Mr. Andy Dixon. And Twin City Home and Hardware. Located down in Twin City, Georgia. Got all types of good hardware. So we got one on the books. At 30 PK, Billy McElrath was leading. Now 09 Lake Woods to the top of the leaderboard. 20.447 in that 09 car. Has the fastest time so far. Sits high atop the leaderboard. Christian Moore second with a 20.482. And we get lap number 2 in the books. And car number 72, Donovan Oglesby, looping around just off turn 4, bringing out the caution flag and the checkered flag at the same time. So that'll complete our qualifying for the Browns Truck and Crown Vic Juniors. Congratulations to Lake Woods. We're going to turn it over back upstairs to our good friend Lenny Baticki with Crate Racin USA.
Well, the Crown Vic Juniors exiting the racetrack here at Swainsboro Raceway, and that means the Rogers Dabbs Performance Crate Racing USA Georgia Enterprises 604s will be out on the track. They're also going to be out on the track after opening ceremonies for our Chevy Performance Heat races coming up later on this evening. So this won't be the final time, but it will be the second to last time that this will get things set up for them. So hot lap qualifying coming up next for our Rogers Dabbs Performance Crate Racing USA 604s. And if you were watching earlier in the 602s, we've got a number of drivers going back and forth. And the guy that just won the World Short Track Championship, John Ruggiero Jr., he won it in both 604 and 602, had a problem in his 602 and was stuck in the infield for an extended period of time. Now, I don't know how bad the car was, but John couldn't leave to go work on his 604 and to get himself set. So down there frantic for the longest amount of time, and it must have felt even longer to him, but now the guy that was certainly one that folks would look to as a potential favorite is now cattywampus on both of them, because the 602, it's got something wrong with it. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe they're still thrashing on it. And he didn't get enough time to jump in the 604 before qualifying here in hot laps. So John Ruggiero Jr., the world short track champion in both divisions, starting at a deficit. We'll find out if he can overcome it here. Part of the drama, also, temperature has fallen 5 degrees since these cars were on the track. We're now mid-40s, and the feels like is now in the high 30s. The track surface is going to be different. The fluids in the cars It's certainly the drivers who probably haven't had this kind of weather, although it's a great tune-up for the January 2nd through the 4th Ice Bowl at the Talladega Short Track. Talladega Short Track going to host the Ice Bowl for Crate Racin USA, and you can already get your plans ready to go there. Come right out, New Year, January 2nd through the 4th, the Ice Bowl for Crate Racin USA to kick things off in 2025, and a lot going on. We are looking forward to having a huge field there, as we do here. Over 200 cars packing the pit area and spaces that we don't even know. And tomorrow, you know, there'll be a little bit more coming in, and the fans are going to pack this place. It will be record territory for this facility. Never has there been that many fans and teams in this place at once. Oh, yeah, it's going to be something extra special tomorrow for the Turkey 100, even those custom handmade, hand-carved turkey trophies that are one of a kind and certainly a cherished one. I mean, this Turkey 100 goes back to, Davenport's won it, Madden's won it, of course, Overton's won it. You've got a lot of big names in the history that have come here on Turkey 100 time. And here we go. Here we go. We got him coming out. Walker Arthur going to start things off, and he will be joined by Ben Faircloth. If you don't know Ben Faircloth, one of the big names from here in Swainsboro. Oh, and it looks like we'll go 3. Seth Jolly going to join him. We're going to go 3. I thought it was only 2, but we're going 3 this time. So Arthur, the 87, and Ben Faircloth. Now, if Faircloth sets a good number and it sticks, it's not going to be something that will be unusual. He knows this joint. Jolly in the 16 behind him. Faircloth fastest at this point with a 15:46, but Jolly jumps in there with a 15.422 on his lap number 1. Walker Arthur a tick off, as is Faircloth. No, Faircloth even quicker, a 36. So Ben Faircloth's 15.362 is the quickest out of those drivers. So Ben Faircloth, the 27, catch it at first. Here comes Colby Quick. Colby, a champion, a 2-time champion in another series. He's in the 5 car. You may know his grandpa. That's the Virginia Gentleman, Jimmy Hensley. So the 5, Colby Quick on track. So we wait for our data to follow back up. Swainsboro Raceway. Colby Quick, a 15.724. Bryson Mitchell, one of the top 10 in points. Quicker with a 15.620. And Leighton Sullivan with help from Dennis Rambo Franklin in the 2 car out there. The 2S, 15.70. Mitchell, Sullivan, Bryson Mitchell, the quickest of that trio. Then Sullivan, and probably not the numbers he was looking for the 5 of Colby Quick. So still fastest, Ben Faircloth. Here comes Jeremy Steele of the 22. Pro Fabrication driver. He's going to be joined by the 24 cars. They start clicking the timing and scoring. 3 cars out. Steele across the line here. 24 joining him. There's My Race Pass. Steele with a 15.284. Oh, but Michael Brown downtown in it. Puts it at a 15.190. Spencer Hughes, the 11 machine, slower than those 2. How about downtown Brown? Right there, that red car that went under start-finish line. Brown's first lap should be the quickest of the bunch at this point. Registers a 15.318 as his number. Next up, next group up coming around. Trey Davis in the 4. This is the 19 on track right now. Two cars on track, live timing and scoring here. Crate Racing USA. And waiting for timing and scoring to catch up. That's Jeremy Faircloth in the 4, just coming under the flag stand. Ben has already gone. Jeremy's number, a 16, was changed. Not where he would have wanted it. And the 19 also clicking the clocks out there. Raw timing data, of course, unofficial at this point. More of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Crate Racing USA cars coming out onto the track. Swainsboro Raceway Turkey 100 weekend. This is hot lap qualifying. We'll go into our Chevy Performance heats after the Invocation Anthem and a couple of other divisions prior to us back on track. Michael Brown's 15.190, the fastest of the bunch at this point. Downtown Brown. Somebody going to get into the 14s. Jared Delk, a high 15 number for him. 75, that's Carson Ferguson. Hello, 14. Hello, fast time right now. Carson Ferguson, a 14.796. How about that for the Coltman Farms car? Carson Ferguson, fastest. He's won a lot of stuff here. That's a Wesley Page machine, the 75. It's Paler Motorsports folks that have been chasing a national tour, resting here over Thanksgiving, but got to be darn proud of their guy. Here comes John Ruggiero Jr. Now remember, he had the trouble in his 602, was late to getting to his car. The UNOH machine through the corner. That's Ruggiero. Will Harrington chasing him around the track. Harrington's entrance into 3 was awkward at best. 22 of Jimmy Thomas, that's the points leader. Jimmy Thomas. Ruggiero puts a 15.16.2 on his car, on the number. Harrington over 16. Jimmy Thomas across the line. We'll see if it registers. And I'm waiting. We got the first two. We're watching the same timing and scoring. You probably are at home. Ruggiero listed as fastest at this point. Jimmy Thomas not coming up on our scoring. Well, I'd love to tell you about the points leader, but I'll tell you about Beckham Malone coming up next. The 23 car on track. He's running both. And if Trey Mills is the future, I'm not sure what Beckham Malone, who is younger than Trey Mills, is, but he's just darn fast. Following him, the 11, Big Sexy in the 11 car. Did you see his St. Louis car? They just premiered that, a blue and yellow ride, and Jimmy Sharp on track with him. So that's Malone under the flag stand. Here comes Overton. Man, that car just going around strong. Malone puts a 15.523. Overton a 15.231. Sharp going to be over 16. We still have no indication on Thomas. Overton improves, but not faster than Ruggiero Jr. Sharp still in the 16s. Malone. So Ruggiero, Overton, Harrington, Malone, Sharp. 5 of the 6 that have been on track to this second part of the group. Next up, Matt Dooley, the Sonoya driver, setting second in points. Into corner number 3 is Dooley, Jamie Maurice, and Logan Palmer on our list to be following him around Swainsboro Raceway. I guess they could probably follow him around Pollard's track over there just south of Atlanta if they wanted. Right now, Dooley on the loud pedal. Dooley 6th overall, 15.697. Maurice. Dooley's fastest of this bunch. It moves him to 5th. We do have time now on Jimmy Thomas. He is 4th. So, points leader Jimmy Thomas now registering on our sheet here. Puts him 4th behind Harrington, Overton, and Ruggiero Jr. I guess Brandon Overton because Cody's here as well. Here comes Lil Sexy here in just a minute. Lil Bear on track in the 97. Joining him, going to be Trent McLeod. Statesboro's Ricky McLean listed to come out next. Got 2 of the 3 that are on tap. This is hot lap qualifying. We'll go into some local divisions and intermission, and then we'll be back for our Chevy Performance Heat races scheduled for 10 laps later on this evening. You're watching Crate Racing USA TV on the live stream, and right now it's going to be 2. We'll go side by side, take a look at them. Overton in the left-hand side of the screen, sliding it into corner number 1. That 97's made some awesome laps here at Swainsboro Raceway. He's looking to beat a 15.131 of John Ruggiero Jr. White flag. What's the first number going to be? Right now, he's got some work to do. Got about 3 tenths to pick up. Going out to the outside, sliding it in, across the line. Where does Cody Bear go? He's 7th. Improves, but by just a little bit. So Overton with a 15.517 will be 7th. McLeod a 15.872. The best of his production. There's Ricky McLean next up. Jackson Heiss set to come out, and he does. Kid out of Florida behind Statesboro's Ricky McLean. The red car is McLean, Heiss in the black machine. Side by side, McLean on the left-hand side of your screen. Swainsboro Raceway, Crate Racing USA, Turkey 100. Hot lap qualifying. McLean across. Puts him 8th right now. How about Jackson? Jackson going to be just ahead of him. That'll move Heiss to 8th, McLean to 9th. Let's see if they get faster. Cross the stripe, checkers. McLean not so fast. Not going to better his time. Heiss. And it looks like both will stay on lap 1. So John Ruggiero Jr., Brandon Overton, Will Harrington, Jimmy Thomas, Matt Dooley, Beckham Malone, Cody Overton, Jackson Heiss, Ricky McLean, Trent McLeod. That is the way this part of the qualifying has gone. 51 cars qualifying, and they've got them kind of spread out. We'll be seeing more to come. Tomorrow, money, the custom hand-carved trophies that are more than one of a kind. They don't even make them the same from year to year. And they're all individually hand-carved, so even the ones that the Crate Racing USA 604s will be somewhat different than even the 602s and on throughout the rest of the drivers. So a very personal, meaningful, and momentous award, plus a $10,000 check from the folks at Rogers Dabbs Performance, Crate Racing USA, for the winner of the 604s tomorrow. Ice Bowl, January 2nd through the 4th. Can't tell you it enough, especially when the temperatures are ice-ish-like. We are losing temperature here pretty much by the 20 to 30-minute mark each time. Within the next hour, we'll drop another couple of degrees, and the feels like a crisp 37 out there right now. These guys making a few laps are not going to be over-temperatured, that's for sure. Here we go. Another group coming out. Dave Williamson, first of the cars on track. Trey Mills behind him. And it looks like Caleb Gay in the 16, the third of the three. Mills the quickest of the first two across the line, as you would imagine. But no, Caleb Gay now faster. Mills back to second of this group. And now back on top. He says, hold on, Caleb. And Caleb did not get faster. So Trey Mills, 15.338, the best of the trio there. Caleb and David behind him. Bubba Rowley, third in points, coming up next. Then our guy from Iowa, and we're talking way out in western Iowa, Jesse Sobing going to be up. And then Clay Knight. Without the Y, it still makes weight. Even without the Y, you could say Clay and you could still get through Tech without having a weight problem. You leave the Y at home and there's no weight difference. Bubba rolling. Round track. Here comes Knight. Across the stripe to the green flag. This is Rolling coming out of corner number 4. 16-second lap on that first one. He's going to have to make up almost a whole second if he wants to catch up to Mills. Sobing moves to second. And Knight moves to third. Trey Mills, Bubba Rolling now in second. Moving Sobing back. Whew. Thought there might have been a problem for the 515, but he ends up 1.5596. A 15.596. That'll put him second on the board for the time being. Next up, Braden Mitchell. Sixth in points, Patrick Mitchell. Out there, and then 121 Nation, Pearson Lee Williams. Green flag for this bunch. I really like Patrick Michel's number 1, that Harley number. Mills, Rolling, Sobing, and Williams up to 4th. Rise up 121 Nation. Nice run for PLW. Cross the line. Looks like Patrick going to be somewhere around 10th. Cole Exum be the first of the next cars coming out. Mills, Rolling, Sobbing, Williams, Knight. Now the top 5 out of this bunch. 86 is Cole Exum. Matt Henderson coming up, 4th in points in this 22 car. The Vision Wheel Special. Cameron Tribble following him. That's the trio on the track. Exum underneath the flag stand, down into corner number 1. Oh, big drift, he's out of it. Had to back out of it. Did not get into the wall though. At least he saved it. They don't have to do any work yet on that thing, other than probably the driver saying you got to change everything. Henderson, not a good run. Track's definitely changed out there since these early runs. If you went out earlier, you had a much different racetrack. Not to say that they might not have guessed at it, but right now, Cole Exum guessed right. He moved up to 2nd. How about it? Cole Exum moves to 2nd behind Mills and ahead of Bubba Rolling, Jesse Sobek, and Pearson Lee Williams. Outstanding run for Cole, the Valdosta driver. Let those All-Tech boys see a pretty good amount of him. Coming up, we'll have more. 5th in points, Mario Gresham to lead this next set of race cars. Josh Ray, Owen Osteen, the scheduled bunch, and there is Gresham. Rome, Georgia's Mario Gresham. Top 5 in points. Mississippi driver Josh Ray. And then Woodruff, South Carolina's Owen Osteen. If you were tuning in to hear my friend Cody early, he's being a championship dad. Cody's daughter's birthday is tomorrow. And for all year, he promised, I'm staying. I'm not going. I am staying with you. And like the awesome guy he is, and the voice of this series, he said, I still got to be dad to my daughter. And he's staying and taking care of her. He will be back for 2025, and in fact, this race will actually not be on her birthday next year, so you'll hear him here in this seat. But Cody, happy birthday to your daughter tomorrow. So Gresham with a 16:07.2, the fastest of that trio. Cam Boyd, William McConnell, and Chase Giddens, the next 3. So Cam Boyd, the first car out, you see him with the 44 machine. The next car up will be William McConnell. That's Boyd under the flag stand of the black 44. Here comes McConnell diving down into corner number 1. And the 12 somewhere circulating out around the turn 4 area, trying to get her to turn a little better, is Giddens. Gresham still the quickest. Boyd moves himself up into 3rd for the time being. Let's see if he can get faster. Track is Cam Boyd moved into the 15s and moves up to the top. Just about to say the track's continuing to get slower. All the numbers were in the 16s, and Cam Boyd drops it in below 15.5, 15.420. Cam Boyd showing there's still some speed somewhere in that oval. Ty Giles, Robbie Cowart, Trey Davis. And if you're watching in Union, South Carolina, one of the Ivy Septic parties probably happening somewhere out there. Well, Trent Ivy will be coming up. Here's the 10, Ty Giles, Robbie Cowart. following him. Love that 00. What a cool looking car. Always cool. And Trey Davis. Giles, top 10 points runner. Would love to secure a good position to be able to work out of the heat races and maybe move up a couple of spots so he could take that walk up on stage a little bit sooner. Giles moves to 4th. Boyd, Gresham, Ray, Giles, McConnell on the track. Wow. The 10 car, Giles way up high, and there's some speed up there because Ty Giles just went 2nd. Boyd, now Giles, and Gresham, your top 3. Ty Giles, a 16.060. Still in the 16s, but the fastest of the 16s because Cam Boyd's the only car in this gang that has gone in the 15s. Here's the number 1 out onto the racetrack. Should be Joshua Bishop. There's a little head knocker in the 4. One of the big race at Cherokee just a couple of weeks ago. Waiting for the timing and scoring to circulate around. Find out where Bishop and Ivy will end up. How about Trent Ivy in 2nd? Thank you. One car across. Ivy still on the loud pedal. Comes there. Not going to be faster. Trent ends up 2nd of this bunch, but the only car joining Cam Boyd in the 15s, Ivy's 15.618. Pretty quick number after all these cars had gone out onto the racetrack. 51. Rogers Dabbs, Chevy Performance, Crate Racing USA entries on our list tonight here at Swainsboro Raceway. A record number of cars in the facility on any night, on Friday night, before the Turkey 100 night tomorrow here. And we still have our Chevy Performance heat races to go this evening. We'll go to intermission. We'll have some local divisions and be back with more from Swainsboro Raceway. You're tuned in to Crate Racing USA TV from Swainsboro, Georgia, the borough running the Turkey 100 weekend. So they're going to send these 3 cars out while we got clarification that we had a transponder problem, a couple of other things. So cars on track right now. Jim Rogers just under the flag stand. Rogers moves to 2nd. That's a strong run by Rogers. Right there in the 1540s. Bishop with a 1590. Jim Rogers into 71. Sliding in a 15.494. That moves him to 2nd. So it's Boyd, Rogers, Ivy, Bishop, Giles, Gresham. The top half dozen out of that bunch. So that should do it for all of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Crate Racing USA 604 late models. And we'll get set for our intermission, other divisions, and get ready for our Chevy Performance heats, all from Swainsboro, Georgia, here on Crate Racing USA TV.
Somebody's snapping, crackling, popping. We got a Rice Krispie sponsor machine on the raceway as we speak. Yes, sir. Okay, I didn't know. Back to our local classes now. We got Daniel Chevrolet Road Warriors on the speedway as we speak, and I'll tell you, these cars really put on a show. Daniel Chevrolet Road Warrior Division drivers on the speedway as we speak. Some of these guys drive in multiple classes. Car number 44 of Jeff Parsons, you saw him earlier in the Super Street Division. Tonight he'll be running in this class as well. In the car number 44, that's Jeff Parsons. The 33 machine on the speedway, that's Jimmy Collins. Just behind him, the number 5 car of Brian Grantham out of Douglas, Georgia. Then your car number 73, that'll be Will Harrington, the high side Hawkinsville Hustler. Your car number 11V of Ronnie Lee Newsom, and the 02, the black and neon yellow 02 machine of Brennan Bratcher. If you are not tuned in on your phone to the Georgia game, it is 3-0 Georgia Tech. Tech leads between the hedges 3-0 early in the first quarter.
Folks, if you're watching on our Facebook Live, we appreciate you checking out Crate Racing USA TV. Go and subscribe because that's the end of tonight's free per-view. Crate Racing USA TV, an awesome bargain. And remember, we're just a few weeks away from the Ice Bowl at the